What if I told you that a single, odd law transformed a cherished treat into an unexpected symbol of freedom? In the late 1800s, America was a land of rapid change, a country straddling the cusp of industrial marvels and timeless tradition. Railroads spread like iron veins across the expansive landscape, and the hum of progress intermingled with the warmth of small-town life. Step into one of these soda fountains on a warm, sunny afternoon. Imagine a space filled with lively chatter, the gentle clink of glasses, and the unmistakable fizz of carbonated water echoing like tiny explosions of celebration. Behind elegantly polished glass counters, rows of syrup bottles glisten like precious gems, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and caramel beckoning all who entered. The air was heady with the sweet aroma of freshly crafted treats, and behind every counter, there was a story waiting to unfold. But behind this cheerful ambience lurked a challenge, a set of strict religious edicts known as blue laws. These laws were meant to sanctify Sunday, declaring the day a time for reflection, rest, and an almost complete shutdown of the commercial world. In many towns, the blue laws did more than close businesses. In certain places, these laws even banned soda water on Sundays. Yes, the very effervescent ingredient that made the ice cream soda a beacon of delight was outlawed on what was considered a holy day. Circumstances changed suddenly. Soda fountains, once abuzz with families seeking a taste of happiness, now sat in an eerie silence on Sundays. The joyful clamor turned muted and forlorn. Owners of these delightful establishments, who had poured their hearts and souls into creating a small oasis of refreshment, now faced a predicament that threatened not just their livelihood but the very spirit of their community. One could almost feel the palpable weight of 1,000 disappointed hopes suspended in the air. Picture a soda fountain owner in a quaint town, meticulously arranging his counter each morning, his eyes gleaming with hope as he welcomed regulars who considered his establishment the heart of their social lives. Then, one fateful Sunday, as a beloved customer entered, removing his hat with a courteous nod, he requested his usual ice cream float. With regret etched across his face, the owner explained, "I'm sorry, sir, soda's banned today." The plea rang hollow amidst the stillness, and in that suspended moment of defeat, a spark of rebellion began to flicker. It was then that a young clerk, whose quiet ambition bristled against the constraints of outdated customs, dared to suggest a solution that would change everything. In a soft, measured tone laden with hope and defiance, he proposed, "What if we just skip the soda?" His words, though simple, carried the weight of revolutionary ingenuity. Only ice cream, with a drizzle of syrup, and no soda to violate the letter of the law, a small act that was never meant to be an act of defiance, yet it quickly became one. His suggestion was like a tiny key, unlocking the door to a new realm of creative possibility. The owner, initially hesitant, soon saw the glimmer of opportunity in the clerk's idea. A plan was set in motion, and with cautious excitement, the soda fountain began to serve a new delight. In a shallow glass dish, under the soft glow of gaslight, a single scoop of smooth vanilla ice cream was carefully placed. The simplicity of the creation was elevated by the slow, indulgent pouring of rich, glossy chocolate syrup over the cream, forming a ribbon of decadence that pooled at the base like precious molten treasure. A generous dollop of freshly whipped cream topped the creation and, if fate allowed, was crowned by a brilliantly red cherry, radiant as a jewel. No bubbles. No soda. Just pure, unadulterated indulgence that skirted the edges of legal boundaries. That moment, when the first spoonful touched the lips of an eager customer, transcended mere refreshment. It was a moment of small rebellion, a silent but profound statement that even the most rigid laws could not extinguish the human spirit's creative ingenuity. The icy cream melted slowly, its sweet syrup spread like a comforting blanket, and an unspoken truth was affirmed: faced with constraints, creativity finds a way to flourish. Word of this clever workaround spread like a delicate wildfire through the town. Families, initially disheartened by the strict observance of blue laws, began to gather with renewed enthusiasm. On Sundays, they no longer lamented the absence of their beloved soda fountain treat. Instead, they celebrated the innovation that turned limitation into liberation. The once forbidden ice cream float reinvented itself in the form of a dessert masterpiece. Slowly, a new tradition was born, a sweet, delectable concoction that came to be known by a name that was both symbolic and fluid. At first, its name was simple: Sundae. It was served on Sundays, a subtle nod to its origin and the very law that had inadvertently spurred its creation. However, as word of the miracle treat spread and its popularity soared, debates began to brew. Some argue that the name Sundae carried too much sacred weight, too closely tied to solemnity and religious practice. Others found the name too literal for something so delightfully indulgent. In a final twist of cultural evolution, a minor yet significant alteration was made. The name Sundae was transformed into the sundae, dropping a single letter and marking the dessert's full ascension into the pantheon of American culinary icons. The evolving story of the sundae became a powerful symbol, a symbol of the triumph of human creativity over rigid, inflexible regulation. Towns began to claim pride in their association with this remarkable invention. Evanston, Illinois, Two Rivers, Wisconsin, and Ithaca, New York, among others, all pointed to local legends and bittersweet memories to stake their claim as the birthplace of this revolution in dessert. In every retelling, the essence remained the same: a law intended to suppress joy had unwittingly sparked one of the most beloved innovations in American history. Imagine the irony. Lawmakers had imagined their blue laws would stifle the small indulgences of life, believing that a day of rest could also be a day of abstinence. Instead, these very restrictions served as a catalyst, fanning the flames of inventiveness. Soda fountains, which had once stood silent and desolate on Sundays, now thrived with a new spirit. The dish before you, the sundae crowned with whipped cream and a glistening cherry, represented regret turned into revolution, a small act of defiance that redefined what it meant to serve and savor a treat. This story is a testament to the enduring power of innovation in the face of opposition. It reminds us that sometimes, the greatest breakthroughs emerge not when we follow the rules, but when we dare to reimagine them. Today, as you gaze upon a sundae laden with rich chocolate drip, velvety caramel, and a sparkling cherry on top, you are not merely admiring a dessert. You are tasting a legacy. You are experiencing a story that speaks of rebellion, of courage, and of human ingenuity, a narrative where a restrictive law was outsmarted by a young, imaginative mind. It is a reminder that innovation often finds its roots in the most unexpected places, and that even with limitations, the human spirit can soar. The legacy of the sundae lives on in every scoop and every smile it inspires. It is a culinary symbol, a sweet, irresistible manifestation of how a community can rally in the face of adversity, transforming a problem into a celebration of creativity. As history unfolds, we continue to see its ripple effects in modern times. The spirit of the sundae endures in many areas where innovation arises from constraints. It teaches us that limitations can be the breeding ground for revolutionary ideas, and that the simplest acts of defiance can leave the deepest impact. In every corner of America, from busy urban centers to quiet small towns, the story of the sundae whispers to us: even when the odds are stacked and rules seem unyielding, creativity will always find a way. So next time you take a moment to enjoy a sundae on a quiet afternoon, remember the rich history hidden in its layers. Think of the bustling soda fountains, the strict blue laws, and the quiet defiance of a young clerk who dared to ask, "What if we just skip the soda?" Reminding us that sometimes, the most delightful surprises are born from the most unexpected twists of fate. Every spoonful is a tribute to the spirit of American ingenuity, a gentle reminder that even when forced to navigate through life's restrictions, we can create our own paths to joy. Enjoying a sundae has become more than just a delightful indulgence, it is a celebration of human resilience and imagination. If you love this story, hit that subscribe button for more untold tales that shape the world.